All right, guys, so imagine this. I want you to really imagine this in your mind. It's Friday night. You're on a mini vacation with a couple of your buddies, and you don't really know your way around whatever city you're in. You've never been there before, but you and your buddies, you go out into town, you decide, you're gonna explore a little bit, hit up some bars, whatever. Maybe you'll meet a couple of girls or something like that. Whatever. Guys' night out, right? So you go out, start walking around the downtown, you find yourself a nice little bar, and you said, oh, okay, this place looks cool, and you kind of wander in and you get a table, and you sit down, the waitress comes over, you order a couple of drinks. Okay, now everything seems kind of normal, right? Well, you see, this bar is not really like any other bar you've seen, because you start to look around and you notice something weird about this place. You look around and you see that about 80% of the bar is filled with guys. Maybe there's some cute girls that you can talk to, but you're just thinking to yourself, it's all dudes, it's a sausage fest. So you're talking to your buddies, you're like, oh man, maybe this was a mistake to come here. But you guys already ordered your drinks, waiting for the waitress to bring it back. Yeah, it's kind of too late now. You don't want to be a total dick, so you said, let's hang out for a little bit. But you're like, this is not really my scene. This is not the right place to meet anybody. So you tap yourself your drink a little bit, and you look around, you see the interactions, and you see that the guys you notice something else really weird about this bar, okay? You notice that for every woman that's in there, they're surrounded by 4, 5, 6 guys. But it's like every woman is surrounded, nobody's alone. And you're thinking to yourself, well, it looks like in this bar, for some reason, every single guy has zero fear. For whatever reason, this bar is filled with mostly guys who have no fear and are going as aggressively as possible to talk to every single woman in the bar. The women most of them look completely overwhelmed and are ignoring most of the guys that are talking to them. Nonetheless, this is what's going on. You're watching this in amazement, but you're like, I've never seen anything like this before. Not only this is a sausage fest, but it's a sausage fest filled with this particular type of men. So this is what's going on. You look at your buddies, you're like, this is definitely not the right place to meet women, all right? So, you finish your drinks, but just before you leave, you're like, wait, I forget what the name of this place was. Let me make sure I get the name of this place so I never come back to this bar ever again. So you ask the waitress, what, can you just tell me? I forget, I didn't see the sign the way. What is the name of this place? So she turns to you and she looks at you and she says, oh, this bar? You haven't heard of it? The name of this bar is Tinder. This is exactly what Tinder is. If you didn't know, the statistics are that Tinder in the United States, roughly 78.1% of the user base are men, and only about 22% are women. So before you even start, the odds are completely slated against you. They're not in your favor. So moral of the story is, if you're glutted for punishment, and you don't mind putting yourself in a situation where the odds are not in your favor at all, put your time, money, energy into apps like Tinder. Now, mind you, I'm not totally against online dating. I just think out of all of the apps, that this is one of the worst. I think it's all about keeping you perpetually on the app, keeping you, paying the money. They want you to pay money. And their goal is not going to be for you to actually meet anybody. So that's just the way it is. My suggestion to you is meet people in real life or investigate other online apps. You can't assign a meaning to your results, especially online, but especially on Tinder. The statistics also show that more than half of the people on Tinder are not actually single. So that's the other thing you got to know as well. Okay, so let's just say your values may not be aligned if you're somebody who honors or cares about things like loyalty and honesty, whereas if more than half or somewhere around half of the people on the app are either married or in a relationship, that puts you at yet an additional disadvantage. You're looking for a good, solid relationship where you're gonna be respecting each other and that sort of thing. Now, mind you, a lot of people are not on Tinder for relationships, and that's just the way it is. So anyway, tell me guys, like, what your experience is with the online dating apps. I find like apps like Bumble, Hinge, and other apps that have it's a better environment if you're looking for to have real conversations. I see much better results on apps outside of Tinder. I just don't even use Tinder anymore because when I was on there, it felt like a waste of time and energy. So anyway guys, let me know what you think, and I will see you on the next video.